Hi everyone, thanks for being with me. Yeah, this is a really unusual place for me to be and to make one of these videos. I'm actually in Bega, which is in southern New South Wales, just across the Victorian border, because my wife and I are travelling around Australia. But I didn't want to miss this opportunity to talk to you about what's been happening in the US over the last few days. And I'm here, ironically, I'm here at the Bega factory, which for those of you that don't know, manufacture cheese. Now, I was going to make a joke about how cheesy the election has become because of Biden dropping out. But it's actually not all that cheesy. It is actually a really good thing. And what fascinates me, and this is my opinion and my opinion alone, is how the right wing are losing it in relation to the Harris potential nomination. Now, the reason why they're so upset is because they didn't plan for it. How bizarre is that? An organisation the size of Trump, but maybe this is because Trump himself was so determined that he would be able to beat Biden. And at the end of the day, he ain't too sure about Harris. So we need to sit back and watch out for a few interesting events. Number one, how does Harris present herself when it comes to her own discussions or conferences or rallies around what she anticipates to be the attack language to be used in relation to Trump. Already she's stated that she's a prosecutor and that she knows how to prosecute people like Donald Trump, because people like Donald Trump she's quite used to. So let's see what happens there. Let's see how the right wing respond to the fact that this is a woman who comes from a non-white background. I know some people in Australia have got in trouble for referring to her as being a coloured person. Who knows what language is appropriate to use? She does come from a different background. She's not Caucasian, let's put it that way. Let's see how the right wing responds to all of that, particularly the fact that she's a woman. She's clearly smarter than Trump. So I don't know how they're going to deal with that. And will Trump decide to debate her? This is the other question we all need to be asking ourselves, is because I think it would be one of the greatest debates in history. It would be amazing to see how this woman rips Trump apart, how she destroys this persona that he puts on, this character he's developed. Because there's not one logical thing Trump ever says. It's all about his grievances and how he views the world based on what's in the best interest for Donald Trump. So to see that this challenge will be delivered via Kamala Harris is something I'm waiting and anxious to see. The other interesting thing is that she's raised a lot of money. She raised over $100 million in the first 24 hours, which is record-breaking. So there were a whole host of people who were sitting back, waiting to see what would happen, to see who they were going to support. A lot of them have bailed on Biden. That was clear. That was probably part of his decision to get out. And most of those people were waiting to see what happened beyond that. And when Harris became the nominee, or possible nominee, it turned out that all these people got back on board. But not only that, the other interesting thing is that there were hundreds of thousands of small donors. And for the for the Democratic Party, this is unheard of, where mums and dads decided to put together their $10, their $20 and throw it into the pot for Kamala. So there's a lot of support. There's also an incredible amount of support from the African American and the Latino community also, because they have lacked representation, and many of them realise that they don't have that representation from Trump or J.D. Vance. That is just not there. And the other final thing I want to make is that they made a mistake in relation to Vance. And the mistake is this: he knows nothing. He's just a grievance individual. And he's a yes man. You look at all the things he said about Trump initially, and now he's reversed all of that and become a sycophant for Trump. He has nothing to offer. And they thought, I think, at one particular point, that it didn't matter who they chose. That Trump just needed a yes man. He didn't need someone to go on the trail and start to hammer his particular issues in an emphatic and intelligent way. That would have been helpful. Not going to happen with J.D. Vance. Now they have Kamala, and probably a really interesting vice president will be chosen with her as well. Someone who is as diverse as she is. I actually think it'd be interesting to have Pete Buttigieg as her running mate. I doubt whether they'll go down that track, but he's an extremely intelligent and hardworking individual. The fact that he is gay will probably rule him out of that. It'd be just too controversial. But he would be an ideal pick. And so let's see what happens. This is an exciting thing in world politics. In US politics, it's never happened before in the way that it has. And we need to sit back and watch this because it will be interesting. I just like to reflect on the fact that there are so few people that get excited about politics as I do. And that if you're one of those persons and you're excited about what's happening in the United States and what's happening for democracy in the world generally, make a comment below and remember to subscribe to my channel, and it'd be great to hear from you. In the meantime, wait back. Here we are at the cheese factory. You're seeing what goes cheesy, and there'll be more of these videos as we travel more around Australia. Not just about politics, but I'm also got a channel that my wife and I put together called Travelling with Dee and Tony. Have a look at that as well. It's only got a few subscribers. In the meantime, make some comments below, subscribe to my channel. Take care, look after yourselves, and more importantly, be safe.